Okay, so we've created our pages and our menu, so now we need to start putting some stuff on our pages and launch the page builder. You can do that from inside your dashboard if you just go to pages, and then you can hover over any one of the pages there, and what you need to do is click this one here, Beaver Builder. That's the page builder, or you can go to any page on your website. I'm on the home page here on mine, and if you're logged in as an admin, you'll have this admin bar at the top of your page, and you can do a whole load of stuff there, but you can click Beaver Builder from there, so you can edit the page from right on the page on your website. And from here you can there's a whole bunch of templates that are already pre-made. You could choose from one of those if you want and just double click it and it will create that page for you. Then you can just click on any of the elements on that page and edit it with your own info, but we're going to learn how to create a page from scratch. So pages are made from rows and columns, so it's a row with columns split up into columns, and those columns are, think of them like boxes. So on the top of this page I want to just put a little slideshow, so I'm going to put a one column row. So there's a row with one column, I click on it and I drag it into the top of my page. Now these columns, they come with padding by default, and I don't want that for this slideshow. I want the images to go from edge to edge, so I just clicked on that little spanner there. That will give me my row settings, and I'm going to go to advanced. You're only really going to need to do this in case of galleries and slideshows and stuff like that. For other general content you don't need to. I want to get rid of that padding, so that's padding that's inside the box. That will put a gap around everything. I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to change this to 0, 0, 0, 0, and I'm going to save that. So now that column is not going to have any gaps, top and bottom, left and right, but still there's nothing in it. So let's put some stuff in it. So we go over to modules, and these modules, these are our content. So you've got a whole array of different stuff there. You can put, you know, HTML, text editor, you're going to use that a lot. Photographs, audio, videos, and there are different actions, of course. I'm going to put a slideshow in anyway. Just going to show you how to do that. So go drag it and drop it, simple as that. So now we need to add some photographs. So you can go to upload files and then select files and start browsing through your computer for files, or if you are organized like me, you'll have you create a folder for your website and just create a separate folder for all the images that you want on the different pages, and then you'll be able to find them easily. So I'm going to go to my home page folder, and I've got a whole bunch of photographs here that I've already made for my home page. So for this slideshow here, we've got all computer stuff, and we've got here this guy here. I've called him Nutcase because he's sitting on the edge of a roof of a building editing his website. Of course, why wouldn't you do it there? So I'm going to just select all four of those. I'm going to drag and drop them into that interface, and they're all going to upload. They're all selected already because it knows, because we selected and uploaded 4 all at once. It knows we want to use those 4 images for this slideshow. Come on, Mr. Nutcase, upload. Yeah. Has he fallen off? Nope, he's uploaded. So there you go. So there's our 4 photographs. We're going to add to gallery and then update gallery. And now those 4 photographs. And what happens is the changes that you make, they start displaying in real time. So you can see what's happening as you're doing it. It's a little bit too tall. So I'm going to crop it by 400. I'm going to change that to 450 pixels. And that's a bit shorter. Obviously you see less of the photograph. But we're going to do some really cool things with this now. Crop. What that's going to do is you can see these photographs, they're all different dimensions as they change, and that looks pretty ugly. So if I click crop, what it's going to do, it's going to crop those photographs and make them completely fill the space, completely fill that column that they've been loaded into. As you can see now, although it's cropped the image, you don't see all of the image, but it fills that space. It looks a lot nicer. So, but we've still got that gap, and I want to get rid of that, and that's because when you upload images, they by default have a margin around them, and you can see there when I click the little 3 buttons and then advanced, and that takes me to how I can set these images up. So you can see there they've got a margin all around it at 20 pixels. I want to get rid of that so that it goes from edge to edge. So I'm going to click 0, 0, 0, 0, and now you can see that photograph completely fills that space. While you're doing it, the interface is showing a gap on the right hand side. I don't know why, but that will disappear when I click publish. Controls, now we've got these arrows which I don't like. You can see there I don't need to use them. You might need to, I don't, so I'm just going to click no. So that's got rid of them. Playback, yes, autoplay, we want it to keep playing and looping. You can see now that gap over the right has disappeared now. The transition, okay, transition, they're just fading from one to the other. There's a whole load of different types of transitions you can use, boxes and all kinds of different. You'll see here, look, it creates boxes. There's one here that I really like. It's called Ken Burns. I've never heard of the guy, but he's really good what he's done here. Look at this. These pictures, they kind of come alive. They zoom in and you know, it really animates the top of the page. So I'm going to use that. The transition speed, they're flowing from one to the other. They're a bit fast, so I'm going to slow that down to 2 seconds. And so now we've got a much nicer flow between one picture to the next. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to click done or save. And now that's saved. That's how my homepage looks now. So now I've got this far. So anything that I do after this, of course, if I make a mistake, I might get stuck. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click done, and I'm going to publish that because I'm happy with that. So what I've done so far is now that's where we are. So I'm going to click Beaver Builder again. That's going to launch my page builder. So anything that I do from here on in, if I make a mistake, I'll just discard it. It will bring me back to this state. So if you do it one bit at a time, then if you're making mistakes, you're not going to lose what you did before. So now I'm going to add another row, and I want to add a row. I want to add a row this time with 4 columns in it. So just drag and drop this row, 4 columns right to the bottom there. And so that's going to go underneath what I've done. I'm just going to close that dialog there. Now here I don't want these columns all to be equal. I want this one to be shorter. So I'm going to put two different things side by side. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I don't need to adjust any of the settings of the rows. I'm happy with the default padding. I want that there now because I'm putting text and other things in there. So but I'm going to edit the column. So the column settings, and I'm going to set the width of this column to 20% and save. And so here I'm going to put an image here and some text here, and I'm going to do the same here, image here and text here. So I want to set this one to 20% as well, so it looks nice and neat. You'll see how this turns out in a minute. So I'm going to click save. So now I've got a row with 4 columns for an image and text. So now I go back to my plus sign, I go to modules, and I want to put a photograph in the first column. So I just drag and drop that photograph into the middle. Be careful as you do this. Obviously, if you drag and drop it in the wrong place, you'll end up with your photograph in the wrong place. So you can just pick it up again and move it. But okay, so I've dragged and dropped that photograph into that column, and I want to select a photo. Obviously, the photo doesn't exist yet, so I need to upload it. And I am gonna. You want to know who I am, don't you? Well, my name's Lee, and I'm going to tell you all about it in a minute. So that's uploaded my photograph. I'm just going to select photo and save. And in here now, I want to put some text. So I'm just going to click my plus sign, go to modules and text editor. As I say, you're going to be using this a lot. So I drag and drop that into that column there. And here I've got a little text editor. So I'll just click in the box and I can start typing. But I have already typed this up already. So here we go. Who are we? Well, actually, it's just me. So that's my bit of blurb there. So I'm just going to paste that in there, and there you go. You can see it appears on the page as you do it. And I want this to be a heading, so I'm just going to highlight that and make that heading 3. I think is going to be big enough. There you go. Look at that. So that makes that nice and neat. So there's a little bit of info there about me, what I'm doing. And here again, another module. I'm going to put a photo. So I'm going to pretty much do what I've done with the last two columns there, but with different information. So who are we? What have I got next? I've got, so what's the deal? So I've got an icon for that. I've made all these images already. So what's the deal? Icon deal. There you go. Drag and drop that in there. Select photo, and there it is. And I'm just going to save it. I'm not going to do any messing around with that. And okay, so now I need to put the text for that. So again, go to my text editor, drag and drop that into there. And now I want the blurb for that, which is here. So I'm just going to copy that, minimize that, and go back to my box. Don't forget to click in the box, paste that in there. And again, I want to use that bit there as a heading. So I change that to a heading. And there you go. That looks fairly neat. Now, I've got two more sections. I've got another row that I want to use and do exactly the same as that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this entire row. So if you hover anywhere in this row, you'll see at the top there you've got a whole bunch of other things there. This one here, these 2 pages, look, it says here duplicate. So I can just click on that, and it's duplicated that row completely. So all the settings that I've just done, it's just duplicated the whole thing. So I want another row like this, but obviously I want to change the pictures and the images, but I don't have to mess around again doing all the settings like I just did. So I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to remove that photograph from there, and I'm going to put a different photograph in there. How does it work? So that is here, this icon here with gears. Gears always shows you how stuff works. So I'm going to use that one, and obviously now so I'll save that, but now the text is wrong. So if you want to edit any element on your page, you just literally point to it, click it, and it will open up the, whichever module is in there, it will open up the dialog for that module. Obviously all this text is wrong because it's just been copied from the last one. So how does it work? Yeah, copy that, minimize that, go back to here. How does it work? Right, there's quite a lot of text in that bit, but it's all right. So I'm going to change that top bit there to a heading. So, and I'm going to save that. And lastly, we've got, so I'm going to change this last one. And what is that one? What about support? Well, we're all going to help each other out here. So I'm going to remove that photograph. What about support? Where is my support photograph? I'm going to go into my folder there and just drag and drop my support icon to there, select photo and save it. And then lastly, a bit of blurb about that. I'm going to copy that and click in the text. It'll open up the dialog box for me. Get rid of what's in there already and paste what I want in there. And again, make this into a heading and save it. And so there you go, there's the information that I want on my home page. I'm going to put a little bit more in here later, but for now that will do. So I'm going to click done and publish, and that's basically how your page builder works. So I've got a nice neat looking home page now, so I'm going to leave that there. As I say, spend some time messing around with those modules. Just try them out, drag and drop them into a column and see what you can do with them. I'll make some more videos on which modules and what they do, but for now, that's basically how your page builder works. I'll see you in the next video.